Hello, all of you beautiful, amazing people from all over the world. I appreciate you taking time out of your day to spend some time with me. Of course, my name is Dave. This is Cali's Groom Room. This channel is all about men's grooming and fragrances. So if that sounds great to you, you know what to do below. Guys, I've been loving these 5 fragrances that I'm here to talk to you about today. Some were recent acquisitions. Some have been around for a bit, and I just had to, wipe that dust off, revisit them, rewear them, and kind of fall back in love with them again. Does that happen to you guys? Where you love a fragrance, but your collection's growing, and you kind of forget about some, and they're almost like a hidden gem within your own collection. You don't even realize it. Today's video is going to be awesome and exciting, guys. Stay tuned. The list, it's not really a list, but it's just 5 fragrances that I've been really loving lately, and you need to know about them if you don't already know. Stay tuned. We are not going to waste any time, guys. Let me know if you have recent acquisitions of yours. If not, let me know what fragrances that you guys have been enjoying. So let's get into the list right now. I'm going to talk about this one here. This is an oldie but a goodie. I believe, if memory serves me correct, this one was launched back in 1981. This is Quorum from the house of Antonio Puig. This is the Eau de Toilette. I was actually in Burlington last week. I saw this there. I heard Kellen from Sense of South Jersey really talk about this one. Love it. And you know what? This was like 14 bucks, I think it was. I just bought it. I had no idea what this stuff smells like. And now let me tell you, this is very gentlemanlike. It's very classy. It's sophisticated. If you're kind of familiar maybe with fragrances like Polo Green, think things like that. This is very old school, very gentlemanlike, again, classy stuff. You have in here patchouli, you have pine, you have cedarwood, I believe. It's just a very woody, very aromatic, almost fresh sort of a fragrance. It's really, really good. Oh, and get this. If you guys are into wet shaving, because I know there's a lot of my supporters here know me from the wet shaving community. This fragrance reminds me of Taylor of Old Bond Street Sandalwood. Now, they don't smell exactly alike or anything like that, but if you're looking for a really great fragrance to pair with that shave cream, I think Quorum is a great option. I really do. It pairs really nice. I actually shaved with that a few days ago and wore this, and that's why that kind of influenced the idea of this video, but this stuff is just fantastic. And yeah, I've been really, really enjoying this one. Been doing a lot of test sprays, wore this one at night, shaved with it. It was my scent of the day. This stuff is incredible, guys. If you are into that, if you're into old school fragrances, excuse me, I haven't had enough coffee today, I guess. If you're into old school fragrances, this is a must. It's a must. I'm not a big fan of suggesting or recommending you guys to blind buy things and stuff like that, but this one at the price point is worth it. 1,000% worth it. Quorum from Antonio Puig. If you haven't checked this one out, definitely check this out. The next fragrance that we're going to be talking about, I did a little, impromptu kind of spoof video, if you will, where I was talking about my spray routine and stuff, which was true for that day. This one, of course, is Coffee Addict from Theodoros Kalotinis. This stuff is wonderful. Picture this. You're in a mom and pop, because we support small businesses around here. Most of the time anyway. But you're in a mom and pop coffee shop. They happen to serve desserts. Now, the dessert that comes to mind that this fragrance reminds me of is creme brulee. And I think that's because of the use of caramel, and I believe there's vanilla and tonka bean here. Oh man, it is such a delectable coffee gourmand fragrance. The coffee's big here. That's the one thing that sort of bothers me about some coffee fragrances, is that they try to keep that coffee note very safe, tame. They throw these other notes out there that kind of, mutes the coffee a little bit to where you're only getting a hint. If you love coffee and you are looking for a phenomenal coffee fragrance, let me recommend and suggest this to you guys. This stuff is incredible. It's so good. If you love that kind of gourmand coffee experience, what comes to mind to me is Ristretto Intense Cafe. If you love Ristretto Intense Cafe, You're going to love this, though it's not redundant to own both. I will say that right now. This will be another phenomenal addition to your collection. Yeah, I've been loving this. Phenomenal. Another one. Doing a lot of test sprays with this. Getting ready to review this for you guys. You should see that within the next 2 to 3 weeks maybe. But yeah, guys, Coffee Addict from Theodoros Kalotinis. Fantastic, fantastic coffee fragrance. Check it out. The next fragrance that I'm going to talk about, you know what, since I'm in such a freaking good mood, I'm going to give shout outs galore to people. Here, I'm going to shout out the Bowtie fragrance guy. Love Darian, good friend of mine. He did a video about this fragrance last year. He included it in a list, I should say. And I actually went, boom, right ahead, ordered a sample off Zaharoff. Had to have it in my collection, but I never purchased a full bottle because I forgot about it, right? 1888 from the Casanova line by Zaharoff. This stuff is fantastic. Fantastic. If you love fruity, floral kind of combinations in your fragrances, you love a little bit of a warm spice with this kind of vanillic, creamy dry down, you're going to love this stuff. It's magical. It's fantastic. It's warm, cozy, comforting. You have notes in here like neroli, rose. You have lang-a-lang, which is giving you, that fruity floral feel in combination, with those other floral components that I mentioned there too. There's also this brightness. That brightness could be coming from the neroli, and maybe there's a citrus note from the top that I'm forgetting about, but great fragrance. What I love about this the most, though, is that creamy, vanillic, decadent dry down. You have amber in the base. You have sandalwood. I didn't see, and at least I don't remember, so I could be wrong here, but I don't remember seeing vanilla as a note. I get vanilla in the base. Now, it could be, again, a combination of other notes, or maybe they just didn't want to credit vanilla. Nevertheless, I definitely get vanilla on the dry down. So what you could expect from this fragrance, it's spicy, lightly spicy, though. It's not like an overdose of spices or anything like that. So you have that. You have a fruity floral experience going on, like I had mentioned. You have nice woods in here, but really that creamy vanillic type of a base. At least that's what I'm experiencing. Again, in my wearings and my testings with this, fantastic stuff. Doesn't get a lot of love, and Zaharoff is kind of, they're known for their heavier hitters. Make no mistake, though, just because this one flies under the radar, not many people are talking about it. Now, I mention this quite often, doesn't mean that these fragrances are not great. It's okay that they aren't getting mentioned often. It just so happens that Zaharoff has many other hits, like I was just saying. But guys, don't overlook the beauty within this fragrance. It's a great one. It's 1888 Casanova from Zaharoff. Next one comes from a house that gets absolutely no attention. They get no love here on YouTube, and it is a damn crime. It's a real shame that they don't. My girlfriend was nice enough 2 years ago for Father's Day. She got me a bunch of these fragrances here that I'm going to show you. There was two that were my favorite, and this being one of them. This is from Histories, the Parfum. This one is called 1725. This is Casanova. Fantastic fougere. Fantastic fougere. Now, unlike most fougères, not all, but unlike most fougères where they're heavily on the masculine side, this one I find to be gender-free. I think this is unisex. Maybe, I guess some would argue that this leans slightly masculine, but this doesn't have that overtly masculine vibe like many fougères kind of give off. This stuff is so good. You have star anise in here. You have licorice. You have lavender is big here. But then in the dry down, kind of like what I was saying about Casanova, you could kind of say the same thing here. So you have vanilla, you have almonds, you have sandalwood. So it gets creamy. You have soft spices. You have this creamy, vanillic base. Fantastic. Guys, again, please, I stress this. Just because people aren't talking about certain houses and fragrances does not mean they are not good, okay? These fragrances here in this, I think it's like a 15 ml bottle. Yeah, this is a 15 milliliter bottle. If you order this direct from the Histories de Parfum website, this one is going to run you $47 for 15 mLs. I've worn this 4 times, and you could see the amount of juice that's still left. Not the amount that I've used, but the amount that's still left. My point being is if you have a decent sized collection, 15 mils is going to last you a long time. Definitely worth the price point. By the way, that other one that I was mentioning, so I said I had 2 favorites from this house so far. Now, admittedly, I haven't tried every fragrance, but check out 1828 as well. 1828 is a little bit more, I guess you would say like aromatic, spicy, woody type of a fragrance, but check that one out as well. The one that I'm featuring today, though, is 1725 Casanova. Last but certainly not least, I've been loving this fragrance. It's not for the faint of heart, right? So if you guys don't like a good challenge, you know, while wearing fragrances, this one's not going to be for everybody. There is nothing mass appealing about this one, but I absolutely love it. The more I smell it, the more I wear it, the more I freaking enjoy it and just appreciate its beauty. It is Rosé Noir from Gallagher Fragrances. Now, a lot of you, lovers of the house, Gallagher Fragrances, are probably familiar with Rosé all day, right? That's kind of a gourmand rose type of a fragrance, right? What makes this one different? Interesting, and I'll say different enough that it is not redundant to own both because they are nothing alike, believe it or not. There are some similarities. You're going to pick up on that apple crisp accord. That apple crisp is going to last you, that accord is going to last you throughout the entire life of the fragrance. You are always going to smell that. At least I have in my 3 wearings with this fragrance, which is going to be 4, because it is going to be my scent of the day tomorrow. You don't believe me? Follow me on Instagram. Here it is, and always linked down below. But anyway, this fragrance here, it has an animalistic oud. So I mentioned that apple crisp accord, right? It has this animalistic oud. So if you don't like fragrances like that, I shouldn't say that it's really the oud doing that, because it could be the leather as well. But anyway, let's get back to it. So the oud here is a little bit challenging. There's nothing, designer oud style where they kind of throw that oud in there, but then mask it with these other, more mass appealing accords, facets, and things like that. Oh no. This one here is if you like a good challenge, like I was saying, when I started talking about this fragrance, you have to appreciate that about it. The leather here, very smooth, fresh, new car smelling type of a leather. This stuff is just wonderful. It's a joy to wear. It really is. Oh, I love it. I know rose is also listed as a note. I mean, it's called Rosé Noir, so why wouldn't it be listed as a note? But guys, I'm telling you, rose here is here. It's faint. It's kind of in the background a little bit. They could have dropped the Rosé name and called it something else, but they ended up calling it Rosé Noir anyway. But my point is that the rose here is very muted. So you don't really have to worry about this being overly floral or anything like that. And yeah, it's just a great wear and a fragrance that I've been enjoying, guys. And I highly recommend and suggest you get your nose on this. This one is not going to be Blonde by Safe, as I mentioned, but definitely sample this. Definitely sample this one. Oh, this stuff is amazing. I love it. So good. But then again, I'm a huge fan of oud, and I don't mind testing the boundaries. But yeah, if you guys haven't checked out anything from Gallagher, you're doing yourself a disservice. You need to check out their fragrances. They are very, very unique. Now, some are mass appealing. This is the only one that really isn't. Behold Patchouli is my favorite patchouli fragrance to date. Best patchouli fragrance that I've ever put my nose on. This one, though, is a second favorite for me, right just behind Behold Patchouli. Fantastic. I just love smelling this. I love smelling this. I could smell it all day. All day. Speaking of all day, I know you guys would love to spend all day with me as much as I would love spending all day with you, but I have to go to work. So I need to have time to do my editing, the thumbnail, all that good jazz. So I'm going to head out of here and get to doing my thing. You know what I'm saying? You guys have an amazing day. Love each other. Take care of everyone. Respect each other. Respect everyone. I love you guys. I'll see you very soon. Take care. Peace.